Hey, thanks for checking out our show. If you like what you hear, we have tons of additional content at patreon.com/themedialunchbreak. I am sick as a dog, so if anyone can tell, I didn't have a voice for the last 2 or 3 days, and it's finally mostly back, but Chris is going to hear a lot of coughing this episode. I hopefully will cut all of it out before it goes.
Or put all of it in, and that's the whole episode.
I'll just copy paste it. There will be double.
That's what I'm saying. Just loop it, baby.
Anytime you talk, I'm going to make me coughing over it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And then I'll be like, great point, Chris.
Thank you.
It's a shame nobody heard it.
Yeah, really.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm having one of those, those days where the work just won't end.
Yeah, those are days ending in Y.
Yeah. Having one of them days.
You're having a Sisyphusian day.
Yeah, that's very apt.
Yeah. Is apt a Greek word?
Probably.
Yeah. Sisyphus himself might have said that.
Yeah. He'd be like, oh, this is so apt right here.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're fine. We're good.
Are you still at work?
Basically.
Yeah.
Feels like I am. Yeah. It feels like I am.
Good.
Yeah. I got a call from my boss 30 seconds ago.
Wow.
He's like, can I call you for a second? And I was like, yes.
Put him on.
Really? I'm like, hey, do you want to say hi to America?
No, that's an old bit. We haven't had that in a while. I thought about last week asking you, has your wife listened to the show?
And she still has not.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
No. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Standard Wednesday.
When did this happen? When did this whole whatever's going on in here?
Oh, a few days ago. Yeah, standard. It's a pretty, look.
Yeah.
We're doing this. I hope everybody appreciates. We are recording this at the same time as the New York City mayoral final debate.
Oh, it is?
Which I want to watch. You live in New York and I don't.
I know who I'm voting for. I'm not watching the debate.
Dude, they're amazing. Did you see any of the last one?
I've seen clips of them, yes.
It's incredible. My God, I can't wait to watch this one. I'm going to try to find it afterwards.
Yeah.
And earlier today, I had a panic attack in an empanada place. So,
Oh, great.
We're rocking.
Well, if you're going to have a panic attack, at least someone can feed you right afterwards.
Ain't that the truth? We're rocking. Because honestly, I don't have them very often. Panic attacks are exhausting. I needed a nap and an empanada, frankly.
Yeah.
We're rocking in the free world. So,
okay. So let's get down to what people are really wondering about after saying that I had a panic attack in an empanada place.
What kind of empanada did I get?
Thank you. That's exactly it.
I know how your mind works. It was I forget. It's a vegetarian one. I think it's corn, bean, and cheese is what I got.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, well, and the place I go is really good, but this time the empanada was mostly hollow.
Is that why you had the panic attack?
I had an empanic attack.
Oh, it was so close. I don't know if we got there.
Attack?
Empanac
attack?
Empanic attack?
Empanic attack? That sounds like something about empathy.
Attack. Empanica attack?
I've always said my life has too much panic and not enough disco.
If I was ever at a disco, I would also be panicking as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'd feel like maybe I went back in time by accident.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? Why are everybody's jeans so wide at the bottom?
Why are the cutoffs so cut off?
Why are the cuts so off?
Yeah. Welcome to the Media Lunch Break, bringing you all of your comic, geek, and movie news all in the time it takes to eat a good sandwich and have a panic attack about it. My name is Chris Triebel. Alongside me, as always, is my co-host, Andrew Dunn. Say hello, Andrew.
Two thoughts. One, not a good enough joke to start the show.
No,
Two,
not good enough. But we were in unison in a weird way.
I have an important question.
Okay.
Is an empanada a sandwich?
I say no.
Yeah.
But is that culturally insensitive?
No, I think the opposite would be. I think to call an empanada a sandwich might be, first of all, culturally insensitive. Secondly, probably correct.
It's one of those rare cases where...
But I also say no. I say no on vibes alone.
Yeah, I just don't get... From an empanada, I don't get a sandwich. I don't get sandwich. It's, first of all, it's encased. Like, it's closed off. You know what I mean?
Oh, fair. Okay. That's a good point. I thought you were going to say it's one piece that's wrapped over, and I was going to bring up hoagies like we often do. But you're right. It's
sealed. It's a pocket.
It's an Uncrustable.
It is an Uncrustable. So I guess that begs the question: is an Uncrustable a sandwich?
I feel like it is, right?
I feel like it is because once you bite it,
but I still feel like an empanada is not.
I agree with you.
Again, on vibes alone, people.
I just don't feel it. I'm just not feeling it.
If I bite an empanada across the long end, is it a hoagie?
Oh.
Hoagie.
Oh.
Ghee.
Oh.
Stop this.
Okay. By the way to go with the word hoagie instead of sub.
I'm in Jersey.
I mean, yeah, that feels like coming from Pennsylvania. That feels like more of a me thing. I should be the one saying hoagie, and you should be the one mad at me for saying hoagie.
Oh, in Jersey they say hoagie.
I know they do.
No, they say hero.
But isn't it Hoagie Mike's or something?
Jersey Mike's. They call it a hero.
Jersey Mike's.
I thought you guys called it I almost said a grilled cheese. A cheesesteak. A Philly cheesesteak.
Well, a cheesesteak is a specific thing. That's not a hoagie.
I've lost interest.
Okay. If I brought you one, you wouldn't be uninterested.
I've regained interest.
There you go. There you go. Andrew.
Yeah.
Enough of this.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Chris.
Yes?
Peacemaker Season 2 has everything. A dead dad, a dead brother, a dead dad, a dead alien, a gay dad, Tim Meadows somehow, 2 green Deadpools, a bunch of cameos, bird blindness, which is a very real and very serious disease. And lastly, it had a twist I did not see coming. What did you think of Peacemaker Season 2?
I loved this season. I really did. I'll sum that up in a nutshell real quick. I love this season. I thought it was great. Peacemaker is back. The 11th Street Gang is back. Or whatever the hell they call themselves.
11th Street Kids.
It's kids, right? I forgot it was gang or kids. There's something going on between Peacemaker and Hardcore. We don't know what. Some tension going on. I mean, we talked about the first 2 episodes and everything as well. And then you find out a whole lot more. But overall, my only complaint is the middle episodes too short. And that's not a bad complaint to have. Like, they were all about like 36 minutes or so, except for the last 1 or 2, I think. And I think the first 1 or 2 as well. But the middle episodes were just over half an hour. And I was like, this is too short for this quality of television. This is, not enough time. And so that's a good, like I said, that's a good problem to have. What did you think of this?
Yeah, I didn't have that complaint at the time, but thinking on it, hearing you talk about it, I'm like, you know what? But I always get so conflicted in this sort of thing because I'm like, do I want them longer knowing that this is the story they wanted to tell? Yeah. Maybe. Essentially, do I want more filler? Right. Maybe. Right. But also maybe not, right? Yeah. That being said, to your point, yeah, some of the complaints I've heard, and I don't necessarily agree with this. I did a lot of research on the show to see what other people thought about it. Sure. Most people hated this season. If you go online and you look at reviews of people talking about Peacemaker Season 2, they fucking hated this season. Some people liked it, and some people, very, very few, thought it was really good. Some people were like, hey, it's not that bad. Most people really did not care for it. And most of the criticism that people had was that the episode to episode, I'll put it this way, while the episode to episode and singularly contained episode arcs were strong, the overall arc of the season didn't have a lot, and it was poorly paced, is what they were saying, and stuff like that. So if there was more to put into it, or maybe that we gave James Gunn another year to add a little bit extra, I could see, let's add some more time to the middle episodes. Because, I agree. 30 minutes for this show seems very short. That being said, I love this season. I think it's better than the first. I agree. I think it does have some weaknesses, but as we always say, you got to take a big swing. And when you take a big swing, they're going to be big home runs and they're going to be big misses. And sometimes there are big misses in this case, but for the most part, I think it's mostly a home run. And I prefer big swings that miss to not big swings that are just like sort of phoned in, run of the mill stuff. Yeah. And this mostly does big swings that are good. And every now and then there's a big swing that just doesn't work as well as I think they expected it to. I also think a large part of the internet response to this season is because of some things that James Gunn has said behind the scenes, and we'll get into that in spoilers. But overall, I think the characters are stronger. I think the acting is better. The writing is very strong. I found out recently as well, you probably are under the impression, as are most people, as was I before getting notes for this week's episode, that a lot of this show is improvised. Almost none of it is. James Gunn has had a podcast after every episode of every episode, first and second season. I watched the final 3 podcasts and listened to what they talked about regarding the last 3 episodes of the second season. And he talked about how he really only, like, he's actually kind of, the word he used was fascistic when it comes to the script. And every now and then he'll be like, improvise something here, but it's very rare and always an intentional, specific moment. And the fact that I couldn't tell that is a highlight and a credit to both the writing and the acting in this. Yeah. I think it's John Cena's best work. I think it's Daniel Brooks's best work. I think it's Jennifer Holland's best work.
I think it's Tim Meadows' best work.
It might be. I haven't seen a lot of Tim Meadows stuff, and frankly, it's hard to top Walk Hard. I don't know if you've seen that, but goddamn, he's so fucking funny in that. Also, is it Mean Girls, where he's like, I did not leave the South Side for this, like, very funny stuff. But he's also very, very funny in this. Very good. I'd like to talk a little bit about the acting. Yeah. We've got John Cena, who just does such an incredible job. I think he is. I used to say Dave Bautista was the first, like, good actor to come out of the WWE. I think John Cena is proving that I was wrong. Mm-hmm. And not that they can't both be. But I think Dave Bautista is a guy who's really good at saying the lines without bumping into the furniture. And John Cena's acting. Right. And he's doing a fucking bang up job in this. And Daniel Brooks as well. Freddie Stroma, who, and we'll talk about this a little bit, but he was not the first choice for Vigilante. Yeah. He does an amazing job. James Gunn has said that this is the character that he thought people would like the least. And Freddie Stroma does such a good job that he's everybody's favorite character.
He's great.
And the emotion he brings to it in little tiny, like, second long sweet treats that we get throughout this season is just so powerful and so moving. Yeah. Who else is in this? Steve Agee does a great job. I think this is Steve Agee's best work. Mm-hmm. He's the tall ginger guy. Yeah. And I've always been like, he's fun. He's fine. But like every time I see him talk, I'm like, oh, this is a guy who's acting. This is a guy who's like reciting dialogue. Right. But he's still fun and funny, and he's an interesting guy. So cool. Yeah. This is the first time that I've really felt like, oh no, I care about this character that he's playing. Yeah. Robert Patrick does a great job. Frank Grillo's great, although his character does some weird stuff that we'll talk about that I've also seen people complain about. D. Bradley Baker is the Eagle, is Eagly. Yep. Which is great. Fantastic. Newt Lay, I think is his name, is Judo Master, who's back, who's in the first season. He does a great job. Who also said that he was giving up on acting and moving somewhere to open something. I forget. Oh, a pottery studio. He was going to teach pottery to people when he got the phone call from his agent that he got the job.
Judo Master?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he just wasn't getting cast and stuff. Right. Sol Rodriguez does a good job. She's the cyborg lady. Mm-hmm. Michael Rooker is fucking hysterical in this. Yes. And he also was not the first choice to play that role, if you can believe it or not. We'll get into it. But overall, I think everybody is doing an amazing job. And I think they're a testament to what James Gunn brings as a director and a showrunner, which is bringing out the best in people. Yeah. I think, first of all, I agree with you. I think everyone does a really great job in this. And I think one of the complaints that people have might be based on that this season is not as good as the last season. I think in a way, what might be happening is they're not ready for a show like this to be more of a character-based drama than it is this season. Yeah. This is, there's no... I don't think this is a spoiler. There's no big monster. There's no like big bad like there was in the last season. There's no big monster. There's no big monster. There's no world ending thing that they have to stop. Right. This is more based on putting our characters in a situation and seeing how they react to it. This is a story about a family. It's a story about a family coming together. Right. And breaking apart and coming together, really. Like a Kit Kat bar. Like a Kit Kat bar. They break off a piece of that family. And I want to eat all of them. And they'd be lucky to have that, Andrew. Oh, great. But I think
what's happening is people want the big bad from last season. They want the world ending thing. They wanted, and we almost, I think the other thing is it almost felt like we got it or we were about to get it and then we didn't. And so they feel a little teased by it. But I think overall, I like this season better because of the fact that I was like, oh, now we get to just enjoy these characters.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a story about world-ending things. Now that we have the DCU like up and running, that's what we're going to get on screen.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to get in the movies. And so now we can focus on a more, not street-based, but just a more dramatic-based storyline.
Well, and it's interesting because if that's the case, if that's what people are upset or frustrated by, it's interesting to me because what have we heard from people who are upset about what Marvel's been doing for the past year, 2 years? What have we been begging Marvel to stop doing? We've been begging them to break their formula.
Right.
The formula they use on every single movie.
Right.
It's always the same. Give me something different. Then Marvel makes She-Hulk. Well, not that. Now James Gunn makes, Peacemaker season 2. Well, not that. And it's like,
what do you
here
want?
they are breaking the fucking formula.
Want?
Right. Do you want it or not?
Yeah.
And additionally, I don't want to generalize or profile, but I'm gonna anyway.
Let's do it.
I suspect that a lot of the people who are upset by this season are probably the same people who are like, oh, She-Hulk was just about, feminist ideas and woke bullshit. And it's, of course, the main villain is just some kid in his basement who's like a toxic masculinity guy. And I'm like, this is a show, Peacemaker season 2, that shows you that there is a masculinity that is not toxic. Peacemaker in the first season is completely motivated and guided by trauma. His masculinity has become toxic to him,
right?
Because he was raised by a dad and his brother who were all about, you have to be the strongest person. If you're not the strongest person, then you're a pussy, whatever.
Right.
And now he's learning to break out of that shell and become a man who's not guided by that, become his own person. And this should be shit that they love because it's showing it's not bad to be manly or masculine.
Yeah.
It's how you are a conduit for that.
Right. It's how you take that into the world.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's how you unpack your demons.
Right. Right.
Another thing I've heard that is an issue, and I want to get your opinion on this because you're a director. You have your master's in fine arts in direction.
Yeah, it goes to such good use.
Yeah, and I do know that the reason you chose the degree in direction is because you thought it said erection.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, I am a master of that.
Yeah, I'm going to get real good at this.
Yeah.
And then instead you got a master's degree in direction.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard a lot of complaints, particularly about the last episode, but no spoilers, please, about pacing. A lot of people have complained that the last episode, there's a couple big things, but there's not a lot that actually happens in the story. Or at minimum, one of the things I've heard as well about the pacing is the last 3 episodes have a lot going on and the first 5 kind of don't.
Right. Well, I think that plays into, again, the whole feeling of like, oh, these episodes are too short.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I need you to elongate what's going on in that individual episode. Like there were definitely episodes where I was like, you could take like 4 and 5 and put it together.
Right.
And I would be totally happy with that.
Yeah,
this could have been 6 solid episodes. Not that like the shorter episodes weren't solid. I get it. You're telling one individual story and that's the length you need. You need like 30 minutes and then you're out. And that's totally fine. But I think I just generally like this show so much that I'm like, nah, let's keep it going. You can do an hour. I have the stamina for an hour.
Because you got that degree in erections.
Because I got that degree in erections. Yeah. I have the stamina for an hour. Let's go for an hour. Let's do a whole thing. You know what I mean? And so I think that's where people feel like the pacing is off, is they're not used to like, we're going to do an hour here. We're going to do exactly what the storyline needs. So we'll do an hour here. We'll do an hour here. Then it's going to be a couple half hours. Then the last 3 need a little more. So we're going to give that 45 minutes, and then an hour and 10 or whatever the hell it was.
Well, and frankly, I think this is another example of them trying to break away from the formula of superhero stories, right? Like they're changing up the pacing because we know what the pacing of a superhero story is supposed to be.
Right.
And so they're doing things differently.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
But individually from episode to episode, I don't think I had a problem with pacing. Like I didn't notice
anything.
I didn't notice anything where I was like, wow, what are we doing here? Like this is taking a while. Yeah, I don't think so. I know the last episode I maybe checked to see how far in I was a couple of times.
Well, I saw before I clicked play, I was like, oh shit, this is a long one.
This is a long one. So I was like, how are we moving here? How fast are we going? But I wasn't bored by any means necessary. Right. You know what I mean?
You want to talk about some recasting stuff?
Yeah, let's do some recasting stuff.
So we've talked a little bit about this on other episodes when we talked about, I think, mostly news stuff recently. But Peacemaker was originally supposed to be played by Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista, yeah.
Speaking of the other good actor from the WWE.
Right.
Vigilante was originally not supposed to be played. They started filming with a different guy. And James Gunn was like, oh, this isn't working, and recast him.
That sucks for that guy.
I know. His name is Chris Conrad.
Eric Stoltz. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, his track record.
Just
Andrew
can't get
Dunn.
It together. Yeah.
This actor's name was Chris Conrad. And funny, if you look him up, he actually does have like a very similar body type to me. And I was like, it's weird. He's older and like kind of broad-shouldered, barrel-chested guy. He looks more like the comic book version of Vigilante. And lastly, not lastly yet. I've moved one because I want to save it as a big surprise.
Okay.
But we also had Red St. Wild, the Eagle Hunter, who is played by Michael Rooker. Yes. We don't know what actor did have that role, but it was another one where James Gunn was like, oh, this just isn't working. And so they replaced him with his friend, Michael Rooker, who is fantastic in the role. Yeah. He's so funny.
Yeah.
And then this is one that I don't think I actually brought up on another episode, but I think I almost brought it as a news thing once. Chukwudi Iwuji's character in the first one, the guy who's the butterfly.
Yep. Yeah.
That role was written for Lance Reddick.
Oh, we have talked about this.
Okay.
Yes, we have talked about this.
Which is so wild.
It's really wild. He would have been great in it, too.
I know. Yeah, he would have been really good. Yeah. The woman who plays Vigilante's mom in this,
so great.
Hopefully that's not spoilers, but you do see his mom. She's fantastic. I think they said, I haven't looked it up to verify it, but I think they said in the podcast episode that this was her first acting role. And she was one of the teachers, like a math teacher of a crew member.
No way.
That's not how they found her.
No.
She wanted to become an actor.
Right.
But after she got on set, someone was like, that's my like third grade math teacher.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Isn't that fantastic?
Their chemistry together, Vigilante and his mom.
Yeah.
It's only like 2 or 3 scenes where they're really having like dialogue.
Yeah.
But you really feel for her.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of amazing feat to have a character where like in that moment, I hate that guy. Like he is so horrible to her.
Yeah.
But then as soon as the door shuts behind him, I'm like, I love this guy. I love him so much. He's like a little puppy dog. Like he shits on the rug and then I'm like, well, I can't stay mad at you.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too, right? Like the only way you could cast somebody who could take getting screamed at so well like that is an elementary school teacher.
Absolutely. Because she's used to it just day in and day out.
Yeah. This is a spoiler and should not be in this section, but I want to save it for later because it is
spoil it now.
No, it's a headcanon that I have.
Do it.
There might not be any more Peacemaker seasons.
This might be it.
Yeah. There may be, and we'll get into this in spoilers, but there may be some other shows that they set up at the end of this season that involve some or most or all of these characters.
Right.
And it definitely does leave on a note that makes you want to know what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a cliffhanger, but I am interested to see in what is going on. And I think most people are. They kind of, there was even to the point where there was, I don't know if you saw this, there were rumors of a secret episode.
Of a secret episode?
You didn't know about this?
No.
People started saying that there were leaks about a secret 9th episode. And someone even screenshotted. Let me see if I can find it. Because I'd seen it on Facebook and I was like, oh, I guess this was real. Someone screenshotted something that James Gunn said about something else a long time ago.
Okay.
And it was like, you didn't think I'd leave it there, did you? Get ready for the final episode next week or whatever. And they changed the date to make it look like he was talking about Peacemaker.
Yeah.
But no, it's not happening. I was like, oh, great. There's another episode. I can't wait. And it'll come out right before we record our episode of the podcast. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, fuck. No.
I think what will happen, first of all, I think this does too well for them not to make another one. However, I think it will be a long time till we get it. I think what will happen is this sets up a lot of the DCU, is what James Gunn has said, that without spoiling it, what happens at the end of this and where our characters end up sets up something very big that plays a big part in the DCU.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see this throughout movies and other television shows and this and that, and the other. And then we follow this kind of through line with these characters through all different media. And then years from now, I'm going to say literally like 5 years from now, we're going to get Peacemaker season 3.
Yeah.
And we'll pick back up wherever these pieces are laying in the DCU. We'll pick back up and get it. Because I think, like I said, it's too good. And the response to it, I know a lot of people say they don't like this season, but the response as far as numbers, like people, how many people are watching, are too good for them not to do a season 3 at some point down the line.
All right. My opinion on that is I don't think we're getting a Peacemaker season 3. I do think we are going to pretty soon I think they're going to, because these characters have changed so much over the course of this season. Yeah. I think they're going to retire the show and the logo Peacemaker while creating a new show that continues the arcs of these characters.
Got it. Yeah.
I think it'll largely be Peacemaker season 3, and it's just going to have a different name.
Interesting.
I also don't know that it's going to be a long time from now. I think maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe 4.
Yeah. If they do what you're saying, then it's going to be a shorter span of time.
Yeah.
If they do what I'm saying, I think there'd be a big gap in between.
I agree. And in fact, they could do both. Like, I could totally see us getting a new show in the interim and having maybe a Peacemaker season 3 8 years from now or whatever.
Right.
All right, great. So you recommend this?
I absolutely recommend this.
I recommend this. I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's a very, very easy big swing to recommend.
Yes.
I was literally just talking to somebody. Someone was like, hey, a friend of mine was like, what's everybody? I'm in a group chat, not to brag, as a 38-year-old man.
Oh, look at you.
I have friends online.
Wow. Big man on campus.
But someone was like, what's everybody doing tonight? And I was like, oh, I'm watching Peacemaker, getting ready to record, because they know I do a podcast, not to brag or anything.
Oh, look
I tell
at
people
you.
about.
Got a podcast.
I know.
Big man on campus. By the way, they just got rid of your college. Is that insensitive? I just realized by saying that.
Soon when I visit, I'm going to be the only man on campus.
Yeah.
I'll be the biggest man there.
At the Arby's that is now sitting in your quad.
Anyway, somebody asked, what is Peacemaker? And I was like, oh, and they were like, I could Google it, but actually I'd rather hear someone who's watched it or seen some of it recommend it or not recommend it. And I was like, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Like and I was like, it's basically the story of this guy who, considers himself a hero because he does whatever the government asks him to do. And then he starts to realize the government's probably mostly bad people, and he's unpacking his trauma that he's carried with him since he was a kid. And, him and his friends are trying to save the world in the first season, at least.
And in the second season, there's an orgy scene, and they were like, I'm in.
And they didn't put Guy Gardner in.
Still.
Yeah, I'm still sore about
still
it.
Still quite a hanging chat of a.
I'm still salty. You did that like 6 times in the last episode, and I cut every single one out. It was making me want to gag.
It was an involuntary reaction.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready to move on to spoilers?
Yes, let's move on to spoilers.
So first things first, we're in spoilers now. So click away if you want to watch it, and you should if you haven't.
You should.
This is the year of twins. We've got Mickey 17, Alto Knights, Sinners, Superman, where he fights his own twin, and now this, where they're in an alternate dimension.
Yeah, twins are having the best year ever, my friend.
Yeah, you know why? 2 characters, you only got to pay 1 actor.
Yep.
That's probably not true, because you probably have to pay them for double the work.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know about that.
These actors, these stars.
These actors, maybe. These actors,
John Cena's
probably have
getting paid double.
Agent is like, whoa.
And you got to pay, they had stand-ins too. You got to pay them too.
Yeah, you got to, well, definitely, you definitely spend money on the stand-ins.
Yeah. And then you do it again with the actor on the other side with your celebrity. You got to pay for 3 actors. It's a lot.
Who did the best alternate version of themselves?
Probably Jennifer Holland.
Incorrect. It was Vigilante. I know he was the exact same in both dimensions. It doesn't matter to me.
You are wrong. Here's the thing. Everybody else was exactly the same.
I know.
Like the other John Cena was exactly the same.
Yes.
She does such a good job being the opposite of herself.
That's wonderful. But two vigilantes, I was in love. It was fantastic. It was so funny.
Did you want them to do an orgy scene?
I really did.
Where they go into the main, like the lobby, and they go to every single dimension that has a vigilante, and all of them just have a big old fuck fest.
Big old circle jerk.
Yeah, just a bunch of kissing.
Yep.
Where was I? Oh, spoilers. Salvation Dimension.
Yes.
Is what they're calling this. So at the very end of this, spoilers again, Peacemaker, Chris is his name. I knew somebody named Chris. Sorry, I knew somebody named. This is a true story. I knew somebody named Chris Smith, which Smith is they're both like the two most common names ever.
Right.
I did know I had a friend named Chris Smith in kindergarten that I'm still friends with. He's a minister or some shit now, which is the opposite of this Chris Smith.
I was like, wow, this is
Salvation Dimension. Chris gets dropped off. Peacemaker gets dropped in a new dimension against his will. They say he volunteered for it. He didn't. And because they're testing out, forcing evil metahumans, because the jails can't hold them, they're just going to shove them into this empty dimension.
They shove them through a doorway.
Yeah.
And there's an empty dimension that looks like Earth and has all the characteristics of Earth, but it's just empty.
Right.
Or so it seems. And they just shove him through a doorway and they shut the door behind him.
And they're going to leave him in there and see how he does, I guess, and see if it works. And this is all because Peacemaker killed Rick Flag's kid in the Suicide Squad.
Correct.
So yeah, that's going to be based on a comic called Salvation Run. That being said, I looked up interviews. So Salvation Run, I don't know if you read it. You're the DC guy, but
I have not read it.
It ends up in the comics that place that they're shoving all the villains into is a dimension that Darkseid uses to train parademons who are like his henchmen.
Right.
James Gunn has basically said in interviews that I've seen that that's not what this is.
No, I don't think so either.
Right. So everyone's been like, he's setting up Darkseid. Doesn't seem like he is. However,
that's not his style to rip it direct like that.
But it could be Brainiac's training ground for something.
Oh, I could see that.
If that's where we're moving, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or it's going to be something, it could also be something that they find out Rick Flag's doing and Superman's like, you did fucking what?
What now?
You know, or sorry, you did fudging what? For gosh sakes.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting to see Superman shoved in that doorway, but I don't think that we're going to get that.
Well, I more mean like, he's going to be like, where have all the villains been going?
Where is everybody?
And Rick Flag is going to be the villain of something down the road.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
100%.
What else we got here? No Darkseid, Brainiac. Oh, cameos. Got a lot of cameos in this season, including Guy Gardner, played by Nathan Fillion, Sean Gunn's portrayal of Maxwell Lord, Hawkgirl, the biggest one, Lex Luthor, crazy, he showed up out of nowhere. I wrote here, weird glasses guy, because I cannot remember that character's name.
I can't remember his name.
He is also played by James Gunn's best friend, who shows up in all of his films.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep, don't know his name either. Otis, Joel Kinnaman, Ricky Flag Jr., Foxy Shazam, who I have to ask, do you think in this universe they were named after the character Shazam?
Foxy Shazam. Who's Foxy Shazam?
Oh, Foxy Shazam is a band. They're the band that played all the punk music in Superman.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
They're the band one of the bands at the very end, and they played the opening title song. Yeah. But I wonder if in this universe, because they go by Foxy Shazam in this, if they're named after the superhero Shazam. Otherwise, it's going to be weird that there's
I see what you're doing there.
Two different Shazams. And last but not least, James Gunn, in a blink and you'll miss it. And in fact, even if you don't blink, I missed it until I heard him talk about it. And then I went back and rewatched and found him. Is in the crowd during the Foxy Shazam concert, all the way in the back by the bar with Steve Agee and all the other crew members. And they all are hanging out watching Foxy Shazam.
Oh, that's fun.
Here's another fun fact.
Okay.
One of the first drafts of season 2 had Chukwudi Iwuji on Earth 2 in the Nazi world.
Oh.
As he called the character the Harriet Tubman of that universe, because in the first season, if you recall, the Dragonfly picked his character because he was like the worst dude on the planet. Right. He found the worst guy he could find. So in the Nazi world, he's the best.
Best person. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Let me give you, this is the headcanon I was talking about earlier. Let me tell you about this. This is a theory I have. Okay. That has no basis in anything. Okay. It's just, it's on vibes.
On vibes alone.
Remember?
Peacemaker season 2 is not a sandwich.
Remember when he's young?
Yeah.
There's a flashback when he and his brother are young and they're hunting and they shoot an alien kid.
Yes.
I think that the weird alien guy from the lobby is the dad or brother of the kid alien that Peacemaker's dad shot. And that's why he's so pissed off all the time.
Oh, okay. Okay. I could see that. They don't look anything alike.
I disagree.
They look somewhat
Yeah.
No,
they're both like stringy, gangly with like weird, smooth heads.
Yeah, but the heads are very different.
But they look similarly enough.
Okay.
Oh, here's another theory I heard that I didn't even write down in here because I'm certain it's not the case.
Right.
But I did see Looper, which is it's a good movie, but in this case, it's a channel on YouTube that is usually pretty good about this stuff, sort of like an IGN.
Yeah,
they have like pretty good theories and stuff. And they had a theory that Tim Meadows is Martian Manhunter.
That would be one of the craziest twists. That would be such a left turn.
I know.
For that character.
But it would explain why he can't tell the difference between birds. And it would explain why he only gives nicknames to people that are descriptive of their physical characteristics, because he also can't tell the difference between people.
Oh, my gosh.
So he's got like Ginger Cool or whatever, and titties.
Just titties.
That was my favorite. He's trying to give nicknames to all these people. He looks over, he's trying to find the defining characteristics of each character. He looks over, sees a woman with no hair. She's completely bald, head shaved, looks down, looks back up and goes, "Your name is Titties."
Titties. Love it.
Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, that was a thing that I heard. And I was like,
what does he say? Does he say we're not at Dartmouth or something?
I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
But it's not going to be John Johns. It's not going to be Martian Manhunter.
No. It's not going to be. That would be
crazy.
That would be nuts.
I also wrote here, this has nothing to do with anything, but James Gunn just followed Aaron Taylor Johnson on Instagram. So I wrote ... Batman.
And James Bond. ...
Yeah, which James Gunn is writing.
Yeah, it's
based on his life.
That would be insane.
They'd never let it happen, but yeah.
No, they would never. No, the universe would collapse in on itself before that happened. Can I give you
the biggest twist in this entire show for me?
You sure can.
Big Belly Burger sells shots.
That's great. I have this thing. I think Big Belly Burger, because that's a big thing in the comics as well.
That they sell shots.
But Big Belly Burger is a thing from the comics. It's also in the Arrowverse as well.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's
everywhere. So I have this theory that like Big Belly Burger is like the constant throughout the universe, the multiverse in the DC.
It's DC. Like the anchor.
It's the anchor thing. Like like no one's ever discovered it, but Big Belly Burger is like the one constant
nexus.
Throughout.
That's what they call it. The nexus.
It's a nexus. Right? Like all the washroom closets in Big Belly Burgers are like dimensional portals or something. Fair. Like, I think that would be great.
That's more likely than Tim Meadows being Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the mural joke nearly broke me.
The mural joke?
Yeah, where she's like, you didn't notice that there's no people of color around?
Oh,
you didn't notice they're reading Mein Kampf on every desk? You didn't notice the giant mural of Hitler?
And he's just like, how the fuck did I not notice that?
I know. That nearly broke me. That was so good.
Really good.
Evidently, he was trying to do a rule of threes, James Gunn, with that joke. And there's a scene they cut, or like not a scene, but like a little clip.
Right.
Because it's actually two things. It's a rule of twos. It's you didn't notice the Mein Kampf books and you didn't notice the mural. He wanted to do threes. And the second one was that half the people in the office have Hitler mustaches.
Oh, my God.
But he filmed it. And he was like, it's too cartoony. It's too weird. It's too over the top. Because also that's the point of the mural.
It's too obvious, too.
Right. Well, yeah. And that's the point of the mural, right? Is that it's super obvious and he missed it. Him missing the mustaches is also crazy and over the top and absurd. You could miss the Mein Kampf books. Like, he's not checking every desk,
he's not
seeing
a
what
reader.
book.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and even like, why is he looking at whatever book is on someone's desk? He's got shit to do.
Right.
But evidently, they had a bunch of actors who, over the course of multiple days, were not allowed to shave off their Hitler mustaches while they filmed these scenes. And then they did not use that scene.
Ouch. Ow, to be one of those actors.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. Yeah.
And I wrote here, wow, the WWE star is really good at fake fighting. Who knew? There are some brutal fight scenes in this.
There are some brutal fight scenes in
him
this.
and Rick Flag, Jesus, in that cell. I was wincing while it was happening.
Yeah, he takes a punch. Here's the thing about John Cena. He is not a The Rock where he can't take a punch in a scene, because he takes some major hits in this.
Okay, so here's something that I alluded to earlier. James Gunn said on the podcast, on his podcast after the second to last episode, right before the finale, quote, "The next episode, I will say, is definitely, I can guarantee, it's the craziest, wildest, most insane and wonderful episode of Peacemaker we've ever produced."
He said that about the last episode of this season?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think it's true either.
He's also said in interviews that the last 3 episodes are the best work he's ever done.
I don't agree with that either. But that's not to say that they're bad.
Right. I think he just set himself up for failure.
Yeah.
I think he set the bar too high in doing that. And here's the thing, because also, if you watch that podcast for the final episode, when he starts talking about Peacemaker in that episode, he starts describing the characteristics that Peacemaker has from James Gunn's perspective.
Right.
He starts to tear up.
Right.
And he says, that has always been a really big connection for me, because that was my dad.
Oh, wow.
And it's like this big, dumb oaf with a heart of gold who desperately wants to do the right thing, but is never sure of what the right thing is. And he's always listening to what other people are telling him to do. And they're always wrong, when if he just followed his heart, he'd be doing the right thing. And he's like weeping.
Right.
And so then I was like, oh, I get it. It's his favorite thing he's ever done, because it's a love letter to his father.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we will have the same experience that he is having when watching this.
Yes.
But I think he probably should have put a caveat on that, a little asterisk. That's like, because Peacemaker reminds me of my dad or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand what he's saying now.
Right.
Once that's described.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is, I mean, the third of those 3, the very last episode, I would say the 2 leading up to it are crazier.
Agreed.
Once you fully introduce, it was a fan theory for a while, and then once you fully introduce the idea of like, no, the fan theory was right. It's a Nazi world.
Well, and also like getting an actor to yell at Daniel Brooks, "It's a black."
Yeah, that's it.
Get her. One got out.
That's like, you're not topping that.
Yeah,
that's
man.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you can't get past that. That's pretty much it.
It's going to be real hard to top that.
Yeah.
What else do I have here? Oh, I want your thoughts on this, because I've seen this theory floating around. Is Rick Flag being mind controlled, or is it like the Earth 2 Rick Flag? Is it a different... What's going on with Rick Flag?
No, I don't think so. I think he is a guy hell-bent on getting revenge for his son's death.
But he doesn't seem to be at the beginning.
I think he's playing it cool for everyone else, so that it doesn't...
all of this is just to get revenge.
All to get revenge. This is why he wants the file. This is why he wants the dimensional portal.
Yeah.
This is all what he wants.
This is like he's trying to get rid of Amanda Waller at a long time ago, and trying to work his way up the chain.
I think this is all to get at Chris Smith. He is a father hell-bent on revenge.
Yeah.
And so people are like, oh, he switched somewhere because now he's friends with all the Lex Luthor people and not the Argus people. And I'm like, no, because they're giving him what he wants.
Yeah, they're the actual means to his end.
He is lost. He is now so close to achieving his lifelong goal that he has lost all sense of what he does in Argus.
Well, and frankly, Argus was only a means to an end, and now Lex is a means to that end.
Exactly. All these people are a means to an end. I don't think he was setting out to do salvation.
Yeah.
But I think he was just looking for something. And when he found it, he went, that's it. That's what we can do.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the larger thing, yes, he hates metahumans. I think that he lumps Chris Smith in with metahumans because he was part of Task Force X. And so he thinks like, no, metahumans are bad. They are bad for the world. They got my son killed for no reason at all.
Metahumans didn't.
No, but think about it this way. And he kind of insinuates this, like He said, like, his son was a great soldier and he did everything the United States asked for. And then he was killed trying to kill a giant starfish. And it's like all this crazy shit that's going on in our world. It has to stop.
Yeah.
It has to end. And I'm the guy to do it. And I'm going to make Chris Smith the scapegoat for this.
Right. Well, I wonder as well if he actually doesn't care about metahumans, if the only way he could get Lex on his side to let him do this to Chris Smith
Right.
is if he's like, tell you what, you help me and you can do whatever you want. What do you want with salvation?
Right.
And after I stick him in there or whatever, we'll just do whatever you want. And Lex was like, I want to get rid of all the metahumans. He's like, great, we'll put all the metahumans in there too.
I could see that. I could also just see he's going, I got the guy that physically killed my son.
Yeah.
But now there's almost a Batman-esque vendetta that he goes on where he goes, I will make sure that no one will ever have the suffering that I have had.
Sure.
That I am going to get rid of all the metahumans because that way no father will ever lose their son to a metahuman the way that I lost my son to metahumans.
All right. Well, and last but not least, we'll never find out because the season finale, it seems like, is probably the series finale. I am joking about never finding out. I'm sure it'll come back in the DCU at some point.
Yeah.
But there may be a Checkmate show.
I was going to say Checkmate is actually that I saw that. And more than any other thing that happened in the finale, that was the one where I went, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because Checkmate is very big. If you don't know DC, Checkmate is an organization that is kind of opposite of Argus and the Suicide Squad and everything. And they work independently. Also, for a long time, the king in Checkmate was Maxwell Lord.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
And I know that What's-Her-Face, the cyborg lady, is in that as well.
Yes.
In the comics.
Yes.
But yeah, I've never heard of Checkmate.
The fact that they formed Checkmate, that's a big thing from DC. That was a huge one.
Or alternatively, maybe there's going to be a Salvation Run show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
All right. That is all I have to say about
all
Peacemaker Season 2.
No, you don't want to talk about it for another 20 minutes? Even though you've run out of things to say? You want to just start over again?
I never liked his helmet.
That's fair.
How do you feel about his helmet?
This season, I don't think the helmet was as good as last season.
Where do you think he got all his helmets from? Because they said he said it's a long story. And James Gunn has said, I know where they all came from, but I'm not getting to it yet.
I don't know.
Maybe he found them from Orion, because they kind of look like Orion's helmet.
They do kind of look like Orion helmets.
Like they're his throwaway helmets that he just throws into the...
I think his dad went in. You know what I think it is? I think his dad went into the pocket dimension. His dad found the doorway to
the good dad.
To the good dad, and just kept taking. He would just go in, take a helmet, walk back out again.
And the good dad kept being like, son of a bitch, where did these keep going?
Where are these fucking helmets going? Yeah, I think that's where they all came from.
Also, a fan asked James Gunn, what's the deal with Peacemaker's mom? And he said, I know what it is, but I can't tell you because that's going to come up later.
Ooh, interesting. See, all these things, I'm like, there's going to be a season 3 at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
There's going to be a season 3. Like, I think it's down the line.
Or his mom's going to be the queen of Checkmate.
Exactly. Yeah. Should we go on to the reading assignment?
Let's go on to the reading assignment.
Let's go on to the reading assignment.
Chris.
Yes?
It's time to talk about the Bird King. No, I don't mean the guy that sleeps in the park downtown who screams cock-a-doodle-doo every morning.
Aww.
And no, I don't even mean the true Bird King, KFC. I'm talking about the graphic novel Bird King by Daniel Freedman and artist Christian CROM Ortiz. But also, fun fact, Bird King was my nickname in high school because I'd climb up in the trees in the parking lot and shit on the parked cars. Chris, what did you think of this week's reading assignment, Bird King?
Okay. I'm trying to think. This is comparable to something else that we said when you assigned it to me. What is it comparable
Kaya?
to? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. To start off, it is, if you've been following along with us and you've been reading some of the reading assignments, if you read Haya, then you'll find this very similar. This is small girl in kind of a fantastical medieval world.
Yeah, sort of dystopian fantasy.
Dystopian fantasy. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
In a war-torn kingdom. Basically is like, why can't I go to war? And she is not the daughter of a blacksmith, but lives with one of the blacksmiths. And the blacksmith is like, don't worry about it. You don't want to go to war. And she's like, I kind of want to go to war. Everyone else is going to war. All my friends are at war. And he's like, don't worry about it. You don't want to go to war. And then the war comes to her, basically. And I don't want to go into, that's kind of all I'll go into as far as plot, because anything else I think would really spoil it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this. It was an interesting read. First of all, it's very quick. You can breeze right through this. I will say this. If you're into anime, which I am not, but if you're looking for something to read that isn't anime, but you are into anime, I think you will enjoy this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and it's similar to the, like, it's a cutesy kind of, like, if you like Lumberjanes, Kaya's another one, right?
The art has kind of a cutesy feel to it, like not quite a Nimona, but kind of a Nimona Lumberjanes.
It reminded me a little bit of Crone also. I don't know if you remember that one, but that's one that I assigned to you. It's an old woman who's like fighting mystical things.
I remember Crone. Yeah. So yeah, the art in it is really nice. There are certain sections of it where it's really beautiful and really detailed. And then there are certain sections of it where it's kind of sparse, but it still plays to, a really good effect. Yeah, I did enjoy this. I enjoy the character. She doesn't get grating, which she really could. The way that she, her dialogue and the questions and the constant questions and things like that.
Yeah.
It could get annoying, but it doesn't. They know, the writer knows when to cut it off. Like I said, it does have like a somewhat of an anime feel to me, but not, or a manga feel to me, but not so strong that it's impenetrable.
Yeah, not so much that it is manga.
Exactly.
Like it clearly isn't.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It
just kind of leans in that direction.
Yeah, it leans in that direction. I think I would not be surprised to find out the writer and or the artist are fans of manga and grew up with it. Yeah. What did you think of this?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
This is your first time reading it?
It is. Yeah. It was recommended in a Reddit thread or something.
Okay.
And it's been in my to read pile for, I don't know, 3 years or something. Yeah, as I was reading it, I was like, I like this. And I got to the end and I was like, did I like this? I'm not sure. I got to think about it. And the more that I thought about it, the more that I was like, it's actually kind of similar. And this isn't, we're not talking about Peacemaker anymore, but I didn't really bring this up. But my feelings about Peacemaker when it finished as well was after the last episode. And this isn't a spoiler, but after the last episode, I was like, I didn't really care for that episode as much. I feel like it was one of the weaker episodes, the final episode. Mm-hmm. Did I like this show? And then I realized if I liked all the other episodes leading up to it, and if I really loved them and I thought the final episode was pretty good, then I really loved the series. Like it doesn't make sense to just because final
one episode out of 8.
Right. Frankly, that episode is more of an epilogue anyway, and blah, 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 blah. And I felt that way about this, that like the end it leaves something to be desired, but that's because and I've listened to interviews with the writer. He has said it's meant to be one book and there will be four volumes. Right. But it's going to be released as an omnibus as one book when they all come out.
Right.
So it does feel a little bit like, wait, we were just getting started by the end of the first volume, but I don't think that hurts the story. I think I still really like it. It reminds me a little bit of The Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
Where, I remember when I first saw it in theaters, we got to the end and somebody stood up and went, "That's the end?"
And they didn't realize there were 2 more coming.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And so, we got to, stick with it, keep it going. And like you said, it's a quick read. I almost wish it could be a little longer. I don't think this is released in issues. I think it's being released as a graphic novel each year.
That's so better, I think, for this.
I agree.
Yeah.
It also because it goes so quick.
It does.
And the final 4th volume is going to be out next year in 2026.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for that. I think when it comes out, I'll probably pick it up and read the whole thing in a couple hours.
Right.
Is probably what I'm going to do.
Do the omnibus thing.
Yeah, because I might even buy the omnibus because I like this character. They released either last year, a couple years ago, a figure of the Bird King.
Oh, okay.
And
that's a cool figure.
I know. And it cost nearly $200.
Holy cow.
And I went to go look because I was like, I kind of want this. I didn't know how much it cost. And I was like, I kind of want this. I want to look at it. And saw it was sold out. And then I was like, I wonder how much this is going for, like used.
Yeah.
Like on eBay, $600.
Whoa.
And I was like, God damn.
There's some nerd that'll pay for that.
Yeah,
too.
I know. I wish I could. I wish I was that nerd.
Yeah.
Because it's a cool character. Like all of these characters are very interesting and unique. And it reminds me in that way of Fellowship as well.
Yeah.
Of like my favorite thing about Fellowship of the Rings, and one of the reasons why I think that's the best movie of the three, is because the character designs are such that you can look at the Fellowship, having watched none of it and seeing none of the movie and seeing, you know, even if you don't know who these characters are, how they talk or where they come from, you know who each of them are just by looking at them, the way they're dressed, their height, their weight, their shape, their weapon. You know who these characters are. They are self-creating archetypes. And I feel that way about a lot of the characters in this as well. You know exactly who all of these people are just by looking at them.
As soon as in the first panel. Yeah.
So in that way, the artwork is really good. And I've heard as well from the writer that, like, usually, like, a writer will have an idea for a story and he finds the artist to come in and create that, build that world out. This was the opposite.
The artist came first.
So they had worked together on another project. I don't remember the name of it. And the artist reached out to this writer and was like, hey, check out these designs. This is the Birdking. And then they started working together.
Interesting.
Right. And you can't really tell, like, it's not weaker because of that.
No.
And I just, like you said, the artwork is so beautiful and so interesting, so unique.
Yeah.
And so stylized.
It is.
That it really is. And the writing is, I think the art is actually a little better than the writing, but the writing is also good in a way that it doesn't suffer because of either thing.
I think, for a volume 1, this is really strong. You kind of mentioned it as well, but we read a lot of volume 1s for reading assignments where we go like, is it worth going on to volume 2?
Yeah.
And so much of the time, volume 1 is like 95% exposition and then 5% like, this is what the rest of the storyline is going to be.
Right.
And this,
you always talk about, you just want to jump in.
Yeah. And this, you jump in.
Yeah.
You really jump in. There was a little bit, I will say in the beginning, some of it, there was a little bit of like, we're almost too far in. Like it's a lot of lore that you have to kind of go with.
Yeah.
But if you can crest that wave, then you'll be okay.
Yeah.
But as far as like a volume 1, it doesn't feel like it's all just set up. And then the last 2 panels are, this is what the rest of it's going to be.
Right. Even now we're on our journey.
Even though that is kind of spoiler alert. That is kind of how it ends. It is now we're on our journey. It's a journey. Like you said, that is a really good comparison to Fellowship of the Ring, because the first is just like, it has its own journey within itself. Yeah. And then it sets up the larger journey that is to come.
Right. Exactly. You introduce the characters on the first part of the journey, and now it's on to what the story's about.
What the real story is going to be about.
Do you give this a recommend?
I would give this a recommend. Yeah. This is another good one. I know we say this a lot, but this is another good one if you're someone who's like, I want to get into comics, but I don't know where to start. Oh, yeah. This would be something that's interesting. And like I said, especially if you're into anime, manga, that type of thing, and you want to get into I don't want to say traditional comics, but like more mainstream comics, this is a good one to start with. I think this bridges that gap really nicely.
I agree with you. I think if you want to get into comics, this is a good one. I also think, as with the past couple of assignments that I've given to you, this is another good one for young readers. Yes. Like if you want your kid to start reading, put this in front of them, see what they do.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one. Yeah, there's nothing in here that they can't read for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And it depends on the age, but I would say middle school and up probably is probably a pretty good age.
Yeah. Like I don't think I'm giving this to my oldest son, but I would give it, but not yet.
Yeah.
But there's nothing in here he couldn't handle. I just don't think it would hold him.
Yeah, you're like, I wouldn't give this to my oldest son ever because I hate him.
Yeah. And I want to rob him.
I only give him the worst.
All pleasurable.
Yeah.
All pleasurable reads and desires.
But I like I said, I'm going to wait until all of them come out. That's probably my recommend. But it depends on how you like to read. So if you want to spread it out, you can spread it out. I usually prefer to just get everything at once. I prefer that with TV shows as well, to binge everything. So
I would say if this is about to be an omnibus, wait. It's worth the wait, and get the omnibus and just read the whole thing.
Yeah, it's so quick. The first volume it literally took me like 30 to 45 minutes, I think. And I'm a slow reader. So if you're like a halfway decent reader, all 4 of them is probably going to take you like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah. For sure.
Cool. What is my
What is your reading assignment?
Assignment.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I have 2 ideas and I'm torn. So I'm going to give you a choice. We could either do, since we talked about Peacemaker, we could do Salvation Run.
Oh.
But if you're like, you know what, I think we're done with this. I think let's just move on to something else. Then I have something else that I will give you. Would you rather something else or would you rather Salvation Run?
You're not going to tell me what something else is?
No, I won't tell you what something else is.
Salvation Run was written by George R.R. Martin, right?
Is it? Let's see. I have it right here. I don't know if that's
it's
true.
a series which is based on a pitch from George R.R. Martin.
Okay.
Written by, it's not. It's Bill Willingham.
Yeah.
So it's, okay. So it was his idea.
Okay.
All right, let's do Salvation Run.
Okay, let's do Salvation Run then. And if I'll tell you what, I will even give you an out. If you start Salvation Run and you're like, I'm out, this sucks real hard, and you want me to just change it over, I'll just change it over.
All right.
Okay.
I am curious about this because it has some interesting characters in it that I've seen.
Yeah.
So I am interested in seeing what this is.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Then let's do Salvation Run. All right.
Great.
Is there anything else?
You think the Salvation Army is in there? Is in Salvation Run? Yeah,
it's just a guy dinging a bell for all eternity. Yeah.
Okay, great. Then other than that, no, nothing.
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew.
What?
Where can they find us?
They can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, SoundCloud.com/The Media Lunch Break. Head on over there if you want our episodes bright and early every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, or TikTok, where our handle is @The Media Lunch Break. We're at YouTube.com/The Media Lunch Break. I have no update on the Mission Impossible videos this week. Oh, no! But they'll be here at some point. I'm sick.
Oh, that's true. You're sick.
Of you.
Oh, sick burn.
So, you can also head over to Spring to see our merch. You can find that link on our Blue Sky @The Media Lunch Break pinned to the top. We also have a Patreon. This is patreon.com/The Media Lunch Break. Head over there to find out what cool rewards and benefits you can get by becoming a patron. You can also send us an email at themedialunchbreak@gmail.com or visit our website, which is www.themedialunchbreak.com. Give us a rating and reviewing on iTunes, SoundCloud, or YouTube. And last but not least, special thank you to Julie.
Thanks, Julie.
Who's going to be here in November. You want to hang out?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right, I'll let you know.
All right, let me know.
After she's gone.
Okay, excellent. Like Andrew said, you can leave a rating and a review, and you can leave it right in app. It really does help people find the podcast. If you do that, if you leave a 5-star rating, so be sure to do that in your app of choice. As always, like I said before, if you leave a 5-star rating, you can leave whatever type of review you want in that review box. You can just rip us a new asshole. This week, if you leave a 5-star rating, just if you want to hear Andrew hacking away and coughing, just say, I want the hack cut.
The hack cut.
Just put,
you can find that on our Patreon.
Cut. There you go. All right. Other than that, this has been Peacemaker Season 2 and the Birdking. Next week is going to be the best damn day of the week, the Tuesday News Day.
Oh, the Tuesday News Day.
Yeah, and then and then followed by, let's see. I think I know what it is, but I gotta see. Oh no! We gotta figure something out. I was gonna say it was gonna be Predator.
Oh.
But we're just before Predator.
Not the good lands, the bad lands?
The Badlands. We're just before Predator Badlands, so I think we gotta figure something else out before
There's always Tron.
There's always Tron.
There's always weapons.
There's always weapons. Yeah. That being said, if you're listening to this and you're like, well, here's an idea for you guys. This is what you guys should cover. Send it over to us, okay? If you've got a comic, you got a reading assignment, something that you're like, hey, this is what you should really be reading, send it over to us, okay? If you are a creator, you shot a pilot, you made a film, you wrote a comic, you want us to put eyes on it, ears on it, you want us to do an episode on it, send it over, okay? Hell, send it over to us. We'll put you on the mic. You can talk about it yourself, all right? Other than that, that's it. There it is. Look at that. There wasn't a thing. Now, boom, there's a thing.
Now there's a thing.
And that's how easy it is. So if you listen to this, go out and make a thing.
Go make a thing.
Go make a thing. All right? Other than that, I'm done. I'm finished. Let's get out of here because you're about to die.
So that Santa's ringing a bell in Salvation Run. Uh-huh. But he's probably also a meta villain, right? Like Santa's too powerful to be there by accident.
No, I think Rick Flag just got sick of the bell.
He got sick of them asking for change.
Yeah, he was standing outside of Argus every day, just ringing the bell.
Yeah.
And Rick Flag is like, give me the fucking bell.
Santa and every other homeless person in Metropolis who's asked him for money, including the Bird King.
Right. Yeah, he's like, come here. You want the money? Actually, I could get you some money. Here, I keep it in here. I keep it in this door. And then he just shoves him in and shuts the door real fast.